All right, so what is your first and last name?
I'm Colin Gallant.
Okay, and you work for BeatRoute, yeah?
I work for BeatRoute magazine here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
All right, and how long have you been working for BeatRoute?
Going on 4 years now, starting as a contributor, section editor, general editor for the whole paper, and now I kind of specialize in some of our community engagement and events.
Oh, absolutely. So what kind of got you started in BeatRoute?
It's actually funny, before I went to school, I met Brad Sim, the publisher of BeatRoute, which is the top job at the paper. He's the founder, and that was working at Greyhound Canada in the shipping department. And so he would send BeatRoute to Edmonton and Winnipeg, and I worked with a bunch of like kind of older blue-collar people and people trying to save a buck on shipping, but with Brad, he was like the one person I could talk to about music. Then there was this day when I was supposed to head in to do an admissions interview at Mount Royal for the journalism program there, and Brad happened to be shipping that day, and I was telling him that, and he goes, well, no shit, I'm a prof there. And so from then on, I was just like spending more time with him and learning from him, doing album reviews, stories, kind of working my way into the fray.
Nice. And what's your favorite part about BeatRoute?
It's always kind of fun first. We don't make money. We break even at BeatRoute. And we have a crew of volunteer contributors who are all here just because they genuinely want to be. There's no monetary reason. I mean, there's some rewards that we're able to offer depending on what's going on because of our connections with the community. But with BeatRoute, everyone's excited to be there all of the time. No one ever drags their heels. It's not a place that people are reluctant to show up to. It runs on excitement. I love it.
What's your favorite type of journalism? Like working for BeatRoute, what's your favorite niche to write about?
I like to do like what I would want to like do for myself, like stuff I would work on. Or okay, I really like to do weirder stories that you wouldn't think of when you think of like a rock and roll paper. I did a story on a cat show where I talked to a lady who is like a cat breeder and kind of an activist for cat shows, and that's a strange culture, and it's not something you get a window into very often. We did a lot of stories when the Insane Clown Posse came to town to do their biggest festival aside from the gathering of the Juggalos that they do yearly, and we got some great access there. Kind of finding these weird little windows. But there's one other thing that actually I should mention, which is BeatRoute is a lot of bands' first ever press exposure. And to me that's really important, is to be a grassroots level publication who gives someone an opportunity who maybe they don't deserve a cover of Rolling Stone yet. They haven't proven themselves to that degree, but this gives them that fuel to continue on, work harder, get better, seek out more opportunities. And actually there's one more, the all ages scene in Calgary, it's the reason why I like music as much as I do today. It's the reason why I wanted to do a job like BeatRoute, is because I was able to see shows as a teenager, even though a lot of the bands I wanted to see were playing bars and I wasn't allowed to go to. So we try to do some coverage on that, and we have an all ages program for writers who haven't reached 18 yet, and we take them on and mentor them, and that's one of my favorite parts of the job.
Wow, absolutely. So last question here for you. What advice do you have for beginners, whether it be for music or for writing? What advice do you have for getting their art out there?
Meet everyone and do everything. Don't say no, like that, what was that ridiculous Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man? Calgary's not that big, specific advice to hear, and these industries are not as big as they first seem. If you just start making friends, let it be natural. If someone asks you if you want to do something, say yes. If you don't have an outlet like a magazine or a newspaper, do your own thing. No one's gonna work with you if you don't have a body of work and if you don't know them. You have to know someone to be able to work with them in most cases. So yeah, just be on the hustle.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.